player you would like to face, it is always Queen Walkers. And something cool about Queen Walkers is they have always the same routine with like their attacking order, and at the same time they nearly always use the same strategies, which to me makes this even more impressive, because everyone knows what is about to happen, but they still cannot stop it. They know, okay, Sadra is going to use a smash or super witches on me, but they still cannot defend this, and this is making Queen Walkers so unique and so impressive to watch and see what they're doing, because we can already predict every single attack pretty much from Queen Walkers, but at the same time, even though Any Clashes knows this, they will have a rough time to defend all of that, and so far the one walk for Sadra is looking pretty solid.
Very controlled. That is one thing I always admire about the Queen Walkers. They always have things in control, and they can just come up with strategies that I can't even imagine. But here we go with the Grand Warden taking down the Town Hall. Might as well get the Archer Tower there as a little bit added bonus before he draws the Grand Warden across with the Super Witches. And he's interestingly used 1 or 2 Super Witches to funnel the bottom area of the base here. It's obviously confident he can redirect them across.
Yeah, I mean, it is such a crazy widespread of those Super Witches. Normally you're always trying to have them kind of grouped up, but he's doing it completely in a different way. That's what I'm saying. Like, Queen Walkers are doing all of the common strategies, but in their own way, which is making it so hard to predict and so hard to defend against. So let's see if it's working once again in this one, because you can see all of those openings. Those witches are going to go like left, right, and then right into the center without even having to invest a single jump at this point. And with 1 jump left, you can open up the entire base.
And he didn't really commit funneling troops, because he funneled with the Super Witches, and now they are literally all standing on top of each other. Amazing stuff, with the Barbarian King obviously driving into that area to force them into the center. Now with the jump spell towards the back end, the Grand Warden's ability is used to tank both scatter shots, the Eagle Artillery Fire, and protect the big boys a little bit from the single target Inferno, I guess. A lot of ferocity moving to the end of the attack here, Itsu. It looks very, very good.
I feel like you always know that you're looking good when you can use the Warden ability just to tank like 1 Black Mine. So that is, and freezing the backhand cannon just to make things even more quicker, because as we said, the highest skill of those pros, they know their time is always an issue, and just using 1 freeze and 2 wizards should just because they can and speed up the attack.
So much experience under pressure now, but you certainly need to try and apply it as best as possible. So it is 11 of Indian Clashers who is using the zaps straight away onto the Inferno Tower. Also got the Queen there, and also will now be able to drive his heroes direct to the Town Hall, so pretty nice value.
Yeah, pretty nice value, and one thing which I feel always is a really big challenge in itself, not dropping all 8 of the lightnings. Being able to drop them so quick, and at the same time, yeah, saving 1 lightning for the enemy headhunters is not the easiest thing to do, even though it sounds kind of easy, counting to 7, but trying it out on your own, you will notice it's not that easy as it sounds. So either way, 11 is doing a great job of taking down this town hall compartment and the enemy clan castle. Obviously, having like a nice and easy clan castle with those mass headhunters, bringing the lightning for that. Really nice planning on that one. And now the Royal Champion is taking down the multi-inferno town. This so far, Judo, is looking really promising for Indian Clashers on this attack.
A very controlled start with the dive in towards the center. Look at the Stone Slammer moving towards the scatter shot, but what that also does is drives the Royal Champion into the center. Unfortunately, she goes down, and the Queen has the ability, but she probably won't get anywhere near the inside scatter shot, unfortunately. He's got a lot of balloons, though, available to move around the base, but can he get to the inside and make sure to take that down?
Oh no, he had to place kind of the Warden into that air defense and had to use the Warden ability really early on. Now the Warden ability would have been perfect, but still there's a huge group of balloons left, but they are losing the bonus hit points because the Warden's going down. And you can see the Royal Champion still being alive, and this Royal Champion could be a huge problem because you can see as well the King guardians that Royal Champion, so no pop can reach that Royal Champ, and the Royal Champ is kind of like defending this attack maybe on its own, even though the Loons are surviving, and now the Loons can defend themselves because finally there's no defense left. The Royal Champion is going down, and this shooter is looking really good for 11. No defense left, 1 minute on the clock, and this is definitely going to be the first 3-star for Indian Clashers.
That was the turning point, being able to have the balloons take down the royal champion, because although he lost a whole stack of balloons in this type of a tournament.
And there we are, Gaku with the Inferno Dragons as we predicted. And regarding the Legend League, I feel like Legend League, yeah, I mean, like I said, for Queen Walkers, it's kind of easy. But still, oh my goodness, he's using the Bat Spell to tank for the Funnel Electro Dragon? Are you kidding me? Okay. That's pretty solid start, I would say. But yeah, we want to touch briefly onto that Legend question, because I feel like Legend is so important. Obviously, you're facing complete different bases than in tournaments like this, but at the same time, you're learning how to react when things are going wrong, things which are so important, and that's where Queen Walkers are so good at. So let's see if Gaku can show this, because so far the entry is looking pretty solid for Gaku.
It is, with that Town Hall going down as well. The Inferno Dragon slowly moving into the center of the base. Like you said, the spells being so critical here. The skeleton spells and that bat spell initially to tank and distract defenses as the Inferno Dragons move through. That central scatter shot is key. It finally goes down, but the Inferno Dragons are losing quite a bit of health. He still has the Royal Champion, and he's just waiting, because that single target Inferno is the main thing here, alongside the enemy queen.
Yeah, that's right, but a lot of things just died out. He still has the Royal Champ to place though, like there's still the Royal Champ not been placed just yet. Now he's finally placing her, making sure that for the queen there's like this tanking, using the skeleton spells to tank for the, like, to tank the back and single Inferno Tower. Not really sure. I feel like this is getting kind of tricky to get still, like, get the 3-star done. And the Inferno Tower, like Inferno Dragon, is doing a great job of taking down the scatter, but I mean, the Inferno Tower going down, maybe he got this, but I feel like Queen versus Queen, and the one Queen has like 10% HP. I don't think this is in the favor of Gaku, and this might be one of the first fails of Queen Walkers, which is obviously a surprise to me, but yeah, 94%, that seems like the percentage for Gaku at this point.
Yeah, coming down to the end of it, I don't think there was too much he could do. He waited, was not part of their 3-star team. 11 only got 82%. So that is obviously a thing that is in Indian Clash's favors, that they have switched a 2-star attacker to a 3-star today. It is the Dragons, which you have been very excited to see in this tournament, Itsu, and it's the Drag Bat variation.
Yeah, that's a really strong strategy, but I feel like it's quite risky most of the time. So a lot of people are asking me always, Itsu, why do you think we're not seeing Dragbat that often? So Dragbat is a really, really strong strategy overall. The only problem with this is you're relying most of the time on your blimp to get the Town Hall, because most of the time you do not want to have your dragons getting sent into the Town Hall. This being said, we already figured out over the tournament that the current meta is just having the Tornado Trap close to the Town Hall, protecting those blimps. And this makes it such a risky attack. And we see on the left side, the Scatter surviving with 0 hit points. And now we have the Dragon from the bottom right. And this means, as I said, we need to have a risky blimp going into that Town Hall to somehow secure the 2nd star first. And then there could be any plans about the 3rd star with that bets.
Yeah, it's all about the battle blimp at this stage. He needs to just be careful and make sure he is very focused on that. A great Grand Warden's ability catches all of the balloons and the dragons. It's sometimes difficult to catch everything with this style of attack, especially as the dragons start to split up. But we do have the Royal Champion Seeking Shield technique in combination with the lightning and the earthquake. But with the Tesla popping, it moves around the single. So now he has to use a freeze, which was meant for the bats.
Yeah, now we have the blimp going for the town. So far, the tornado trap was not triggered just yet, I feel like. So now the blimp is making it to the town. It looks like there is no tornado trap whatsoever. And with taking that down, he can get started with those bats onto the scatter shot, which is going down quickly. Wizard towers are going down as well. And Judo, I feel like we are seeing the second 3-star for Indian Clashers. They are going all in on this one with that blimp, making sure they can take down the town. And then the bats are going to cruise through this base, taking down the last defense. But there's the tornado trap. But
I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters.
Yeah, I took it out of the important. What?
Just how important the deployment of his bats were. There were 3 splash damages left, but he knew the Wizard Tower and Scattershot were on very little hit points, so he deployed 1 bat spell to finish both of those splash damages off, and that is when he then deployed the rest of the bats. A couple of black air bombs here, definitely giving us a shaky end to this attack, but it is going to be the 3-star for Indian Clashers. They take the lead here.
And we see, yep, a couple of invisibility, a couple of skeletons, a couple of everything. So this is just a classic Stars attack.
Well, I think you are right, Hitsu. They should continue with what they do best. The Queen Walkers have not got their reputation by not delivering, so they need to just focus on their own game here, stick to what they know normally works. And here we go with these skeleton spells and the invisibility to get the clan castle, and the way he deployed them, he also wants the scatter, but they're going for the royal champion. Oh no!
What is going on? I saw Stars doing this so many times, and he is missing 2 of 3 invisibility spells. That is crazy to think about. Stars is doing a huge mess up, not getting any of the buildings he wanted to take down. And now this is going to be really tricky to come back. I mean, wow, Clan Castle and Scatter not going down is huge in this defense.
It is so difficult now for him to recover because the entire inside of the base is still standing. That scatter shot, maybe traps in that area, not to mention the defending clan castle troops. Stars needs to remain calm. He has his heroes pushing into the base. He starts his lava loon nice and early to try and protect things, but the royal champion will go down here. Can he use the shield to get through the middle? Difficult to say, but we do have headhunters coming out. They will go towards the royal champion and hopefully not the Grand Warden Itsu.
Yeah, and there are even more super minis, and he has no poison with him because he plans to take that down. The blimp is slowly making to that town hall. There is no tornado just yet, so the blimp should easily reach that. But there's just so much damage on those loons, especially with that town hall. Together, all of those loons are dying out. Now we have some more loons and the hound coming from the top left side. But Shudo, this is not looking like a normal Stars attack. I don't know what is going on, but this entry did not... I mean, there's not much left, but at the same time... I mean, maybe it's just Stars things and he's just messing up the entry on purpose. I don't know.
He could... I mean, do not tell me Stars is going to get this after messing that up. Using the freeze for the single and the Wizard Tower. No way! Come on, Stars! Taking out the Wizard Tower, surely not! No, it's just not enough. Wow! I can't believe he got this close and he missed everything in the center. Look at how close this is, Itsu.
He basically swagged 4 skeletons and 3 invisibility. So 7 spells were not used and he got like 93%. That is impressive, but at the same time, it's not a 3-star, and that's what they needed. So they have to rely on Klaus and on Utah to like somehow push this back into their favor because, well, Indian Clashers, they could put even more pressure on with the next attack being a 3-star. So
I'd like to say that 11 and Saab, who attacked and got the 3 stars, they both hit 2 stars yesterday. So they still have Serial and Krishfish Noi, who got 3 stars yesterday, left to come, but is Piyush that is attacking first with the Battle Blimp, setting up for the Pekka smash that we have been seeing this Super Wizard variant so often. Why did he have sneaky goblins in the clan castle?
he wanted to take down the enemy elixir storage as quick as possible to make sure that everything is walking the right way, like the Yeti are as quickly as possible on that Inferno Tower, which in the end worked, even though there were 2 spring traps really nicely placed. But the Yeti Mites took down those enemy 2 buildings, and now it's all about the Queen walking in the right direction. This Arch Tower needs to go down, otherwise it's quite risky where this Queen is going, but so far she's doing a nice job of taking the Lava Hound down with that poison. Those pups should be no problem either.
He's got everything in control at the moment. The minion at the top is a nice touch just to slowly create the funnel up there whilst the Queen is stuck on the Lava Hound anyway. You might as well get a little bit extra damage. Now we see the Ice Hound coming in alongside the King and the Witches. This will set things up perfectly for the Pekka and Super Wizards to move into the Town Hall. One jump spell, but that should be all that is needed to get through majority of the base, Itsu. Pekka finally move into the Town Hall area and he uses the the Grand Warden's ability, sorry, in order to protect through that area and the healers with the black bombs.
Yeah, really nice Warden abilities to protect everything, and now the jump into the backhand is leading everything into this double Inferno Tower setup, which is looking really, really good so far. The Blimp in the beginning did such a good job in the creating the pathing for this backhand, and now the Queen, though, is walking around the outside. She was supposed to walk into the core, taking down most of those defenses, because she obviously can walk onto the outside again, but the DPS of her was needed in that core, because at this point there are no ranged troops in that core left, which is making sure that all of those expos on the back end are still staying alive. So this base is holding strong from stars and making sure that, well, there's not too much which the defender can do, and we just saw the double black mine, which normally is getting used to bait blimps to make sure they cannot reach the entry, like the point where they're needed. And now we have the rage. All of this entry attack turned somehow into a queen charge.
Yeah, and it's kind of working out. The Headhunter was a very good use case in order to try and take down the enemy queen, preserve the ability, but at the end of the day, he had to press the ability anyway due to time. He's going to get very, very close here. It will mean that Indian Clashers don't quite capitalize on the other 2-star we've seen from Queen Walkers, but they will still be in the lead after this attack on stars and percentage. So it is...
If not, but Cloud is going to go in next, and he is bringing in, some lightnings, invisibility spells, and earthquakes. That's what we expect to see from this attacker. So let's see what he has planned and what he has in store for us.
Well, we expect nothing less from Klaus. We know how good he is. You might have seen him in numerous community tournaments, but in last year's World Final, he also went flawless with 3 stars throughout the entire tournament. Starting off here with his Battle Blimp, which does very nicely get the scatter shot, allowing his heroes to dive into the Town Hall, and now using the lightnings in the center, Itsu. Really like the timing of his deployment.
Yeah, it looks
the RC ability in there.
Yeah, it looks like he's doing that. There's going to be a Tesla farm in this dead zone and the Tornado Trap over there as well, because this base, I'm pretty sure that it's burned. I feel like I casted this base already some days ago. Not sure who used that. But yeah, the Tesla farm is exactly where I thought it would be. So kind of surprised that any Clashers is using this base, but maybe they're just turning it into a mind game. Because they changed some traps. Like I said, the Tesla farm was supposed to be in this dead zone. This time it's not. So maybe they just tried to bait a couple of entries, which normally work on this base. So let's see. Royal ability, take down the multi-inferno tower in that core. Nicely done. And now it's all about that tower. That tower needs to go down.
I'm pretty sure it will, as the Royal Champion and King dive on top of it, take it down, and the calculation of the Royal Champion seeking shield is always something I am impressed by. Just taking out the inside of the base like that is so helpful. Look at the Ice Hound just tanking the scatter shot all day long for the balloons to slowly move in. He's lost a couple of them here, so he is going to have to reinforce towards the Expo, but he's still got lots left, and we know how good Klaus is with the Lava Loon strategy.
Yeah, but he missed those enemy headhunters with those lightnings, but the pups should work with that pretty quickly. We have his own headhunters, though, taking down the enemy queen, and now the haste and everything working in his favor. It's all about the back end. Obviously, we know his Lalo is really good, really clean, but there's a couple of defense left, especially those red mines hitting hard. Let's see if there are many more, because if there are many more red mines, I don't think that he can somehow push this back, but there are no more red points, and this is looking really good. To do another freeze, another haste, everything is getting placed, so he can overpower the back end. The enemy Lava Hound, though, exploded at the top right of your screen, and there's just a couple of loons left. Can he make this? Is this going to be enough time? Because those enemy lava pups are doing hell of a work to take down all of the cleanup.
They certainly are, and the thing I am a little bit worried about is, remember, the RC shield took out the defenses in the middle, which means the traps have not been set off in the central area. We were expecting, was there red air bombs on the back end of the base? There wasn't, which means they are probably on the inside of the base, and with 20 seconds, can you believe it? I do not think he's got enough time here. Klaus not quite getting the 3 stars, leaving the door open for Indian clashes yet again. They are already a star in the lead. They have the percentage lead, and the 2 attackers left to go.
And now we have Indian clashers with Serial Killer coming in, and this is going to be a Queen Charge Lalo with 26 loons, so a ton of loons on this. So let's see if this is going to be enough.
Queen Charge Lalo is his favorite strategy. The team that he respects the most is the Queen Walkers. It's also the team that he fears the most. So could he be the player to take them down with this Indian Clashers team? A beautiful battle blimp with the Yetis takes out that entire section, Itsu. I know the Queen is still alive, but he took out a lot of defenses in that area, carving things open now for his Queen.
Yeah, it's looking really, really good for him. He should place a couple of those Cocoons now to make sure there are no more black mines in front of his Queen. In addition to that, he needs to worry about where is the Queen going next, because I feel like he needs to find this bottom side, or maybe he has like just the idea of letting his Queen walk around. Either way, he needs to do something to make sure this Queen is taking down the tunnel, because I feel like that's the final step to make sure this plan is somehow working. But so far the entry, as you said, Judo, is working out perfectly, and he's just saying, okay, no wall breakers needed. I have 2 with me, but still, using the jump spell first to get into this base is a really good choice. The wizard taking down the elephants, and this is looking really good so far.
Yeah, going for the security factor with the jump spell. Little nuances I feel could be different. You know, the freeze spell could have potentially got the archer tower there as well, but really those are little things. Let's hope that his plan will work out effectively. Trying to now send in the super wallbreaker, which goes around the base, not quite helping his Queen. Oh, it will help his Queen out, rather. She will now be able to move into the center of the base as he chooses. We do have to keep an eye on the time here. Lavaloon is a quick attack, but he is ticking down, and it's nearly 1 minute left to go.
Yeah, 1 minute left to go, and he's starting with that Lalo. He has to worry about still, like, for 2 enemy heroes, which are actually a big threat to his air troops. And the Expos are shredding those headhunters, so this is looking good and bad at the same time, because now there are 2 air defending heroes going to go at his loons, and at the same time the headhunters are gone, but those minis are doing a great work of taking the Queen down. His own Queen is stuck in that tornado trap. We have the Royal Champion on the right side, but we have still the back end scatter shot, which is going to be really scary, and there are no spells left at this point. The sweeper is being so annoying, and that Queen finally is going down, but I feel like it was too late. The Queen did way too much damage to his loons, way too much damage to all of the troops in a cleanup, and there's only 25 seconds left with 2 expos, the enemy scattered, and the enemy Royal Champion still alive, and that Queen is first taking down the wall, and then going to go into the core, which means Queen Walkers is going to live another day, because still the comeback is still possible. But, well, now Indian Clash has 1 chance still to go to get the 3-star in. But, well, Queen Walkers, now Utah needs the 3-star to still keep the dream alive if Utah is going to,
everything in his favor. As long as he 3-stars, they don't have to worry about Utah 14. But let's see what Utah has in store for us. And if, as in your words, Itsu, he can keep the dream alive.
Yeah, keeping the dream alive would be a huge thing, obviously. And he is going in with his favorite strategy, like the strategy which he's nearly always using. And this one is going to be the Queen Charge Lalo. The Queen Charge, or like the attack strategy, which is just so powerful right now in the right hands. And he already had a good start, taking down this enemy headhunter without having to invest anything. That's always a huge thing. Getting the reset of the Queen, taking down the baiting, and then right away switching to the headhunter is key, because otherwise you always have to invest a really early poison or a freeze spell. Otherwise your Queen is going to be in a lot of danger. So really great timing from his Queen. Now it's all about for his Queen to charge into the Inferno Tower. And if there's one player out there which is doing crazy Queen charges, that is Utah. That's exactly his thing. He's only taking down like 80% or something with his Queen charge. And we were talking about like records and everything about the quickest Lalo. I feel like Utah is either having this record or being really close to that, and he's about to engage this enemy Queen with the single Inferno Tower.
I noticed he brought 3 super wall breakers for this, so you're absolutely right, Itsu. I think he has his eyes set on the central scatter shot. Yuta is a very experienced player. He has been in this high-pressure situation many times before. Think back to last year's qualifiers where he needed to 3-star against INTZ in the final attack, and he did get it done. He is showing that right now, remaining his calm. Look at the rage spell, perfectly getting the healers just inside of it. Queen steps up for the scatter shot, and once that falls, he will then be deploying this lava loon. We also have the RC for the single. He bailed out and used a freeze spell there, but at the end of the day, he did have to take that down.
Yeah, now the lava started at 1 minute and 5 seconds, which is actually quite early for Yuta. But either way, this attack is looking pretty solid. He has a lot of spells left still, considering that he's doing a Queen Charge Lalo. More loons are coming in from the top side, but he still has to take out the enemy Royal Champion. That's what he's doing with those Headhunters. Nice use of this warding ability to make sure that he's making his Headhunters invincible, and now it's all about the backend. All about the Eagle being on the backend. He's even using the Giants to tank the backend with this Archer Tower. The Tornado Trap is over there as well. The Eagle is shooting everything. The Queen is going for the next wall. He has 33 seconds left, and Yuta needs a 3-star. They need this triple on their hand. The Queen is going for the next wall, trying to somehow help their loons, and there's backend one Archer Tower, which is somehow defending everything. This Archer Tower needs to stay up if Indian Clashers wants to get into the next round. The King on defense is working as well. It's 15 seconds left. Judo, I think time is it's ticking like non-stop. The Queen finally decided to go onto the outside. It's 8 seconds left. We said Yuta is a clutch master when it comes down to the last couple of seconds, but this one's which is so close. 2 seconds left, 1 second left, and Queen Walkers is not getting in the 3-star, which means Indian Clashers are going to win this match as long as they're getting 2 stars.
She could have walked over there. She could have helped finish things off in time, but Krishvish Noi, as you said, only needs a 2-star. I think he will be trying to put on the best performance possible here for Indian Clashers, going for these 3 stars. But we know as long as he gets the 2, it will be the victory.
That's right. Really interesting setup in that core with all of those expos. So let's see. I mean, the Warden Walk so far is looking pretty solid. As we said, 2 stars are enough to win this match. And the Warden Walk so far is looking solid because this means he's going to enter into that Town Hall most likely, but maybe even to the Multi-Inferno Tower. Let's see if it's going to be the Town Hall or the Multi-Inferno Tower entry.
Well, I think either way he does it, he is going to have that Town Hall very easily in his sights. He is going to be going in towards the multi-target Inferno, so he's not playing it safe in that regard and going for the Town Hall, but I'd like to think he has a clear plan for his heroes to be able to get that. As we enter in towards that area, the jump spell will hopefully push these skeletons directly in towards the expos. That's pretty awesome that he funneled the right-hand side with just a couple of loons earlier on to make sure these super witches will indeed go in that direction, and it tanks all of the expos, taking fire off the Town Hall area so that he can send his royal champion or maybe just his king into that area in order to get it.
Yeah, that's right. Nice Warden ability to keep everything alive, even though the Warden ability had to be forced because the Warden was running really low on hit points. The King is getting forced into their town compartment, as we just said. This should be the 2nd star, especially like with the witches now on the inside, getting their town out of the way. And this means Any Clash is going to get into the next round and is going to beat Queen Walkers in the World's Warmup tournament. This is a huge surprise, but still, let's see if they can still get this 3-star done, because there's still like a lot of super witches left alive. 2 on the bottom, like on the bottom side of your screen, 2 in the huge, like 2 mess. I don't know how to call this, but there's so many troops at one spot, like skeletons, the super witches, obviously, the Pekka, the King, the Queen, healers, everything is on that side, and he still has the Royal Champion left to use her ability on the right side to make sure the Inferno Tower is going down. I think Judo, they're going to finish off this match with another 3-star.
Krishvish Noi only needed the 2 stars, but he wanted the 3 for Indian Clashers to show just how dominant they were in this match, actually, beating the Queen Walkers by 2 stars, 2 entire attacks, and there you have it. Indian Clashers with the 13-11 victory over the Queen Walkers, and they will progress to next week's matchups. Indian Clashers have also broken the curse that we have seen so far today, with the world finalist teams moving straight forward. Still a couple of exciting matches coming, but wow, Itsu, I don't think anybody would have predicted that.
No, I don't think anyone would have predicted that. Huge props, obviously, to Indian Clashers. Crazy performance. Not only the offense. Obviously, their offense with 13 stars was really good, but especially their defense. Being able to hold a team back to 11 stars in the current meta is already a huge challenge in itself. But holding back Queen Walkers to 11 stars, I have never seen Queen Walkers only getting 11 stars in a long time. So that was some crazy base building.